The Unreal Engine interface in this version, which is Unreal Engine 5.6.1, looks like this, and it might look intimidating at first. The first thing we're going to learn is how to navigate and how to move around inside Unreal Engine. And for this, you really need a mouse. Now, it's old-fashioned, but it's really hard to do on a trackpad or any other devices. You need a mouse and a keyboard, and the navigation is the same as in most video games. So that means that to look around, you click down the right mouse button and you can look around. The left mouse button will simply just pan around left and right, and you can scroll in and out with the wheel of the mouse, but it's not what I would recommend. The key to moving around is to use your other hand on your keyboard and put your fingers on the keys W, A, S, D. And if you push them by themselves, nothing happens. If you hold down the right mouse button at the same time, so you're holding it down and you click W, you're moving forward. And actually you can't really see this so well because I'm so far away, so I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to try that again. Hold down the right mouse button, W, I'm moving forward. S, I'm moving backwards. A, I'm moving to the left. And D, I'm moving to the right. And if you're not used to this, it takes a little bit of time to getting used to, but it is a very fluid way of moving around. So if you want to circle an object like this, where some of the light settings are in here, if I hold down the right mouse button and click D, you can see that I'm just panning away. So if I constantly kind of move my mouse at the same time, then I can circle around an object. Another very important thing with navigating in Unreal Engine is that quite often you might end up like it looks like this and you don't know where everything is, or you might end up looking really far away like this and you don't know where things are and you're moving around. We can click on anything in the scene. In this case, the landscape is split up in these modules, and click F on our keyboard and it will focus on that. In this case, it doesn't really help much because we don't get closer because these units are so large. So we need to look for something in the outliner here on the right hand side that is smaller, that we know where it is. So we can click on this directional light, we can see that it highlights up there, and again we can see this gizmo, so we can start moving in slowly. But if we click F, it simply focuses and zooms in directly to it. So I find that quite often I will not actually navigate around. I will just click on things in my outliner and click F to zoom around. A few other things with the view and moving around. At the top right here, we have a few different options where you see it says perspective. This is currently what we're seeing. You can change to a classic top view. We can change to side view, bottom, etc., etc. And we can also click on this gridded window here to get several views up at the same time. And the next one after that is the camera speed. So this is how quickly we move. So you see now, like I'm moving quite quickly. If you're working on something very small, you can lower this speed, and now you're moving much slower. Or if you're working on something huge or you're moving around very quickly, then you can change it as well. I tend to keep it at 1 as default to make it easier. The next one after that is basically view modes, so how we see the world. By default it's set to lit, which is the sort of real-time rendered general setting. You can try a few of these. Unlit basically means that we're watching this without lighting. Wireframe can be useful in some cases, or lit wireframes. We can see it can also be useful depending on what we're doing. The most important thing that we're probably going to be working with in the next videos is what we call path tracing, which is basically the type of rendering that you would use in an expensive rendering software, where it's actually calculating the way that the light bounces. If we go back to lit, I'm going to go back to the top view, because you can see that all of these viewed by default changes to wireframe. We can of course change this to lit or to any of the other like path tracing, or if depending on what we're doing. Go back to perspective. After that, we have basically our settings, what is showing in the view. Probably won't need to use this that much. Next, after that is if we want to have real-time viewport or not, and this is definitely something that we want, because this is the magic with game engines. There's a few other settings here that we won't go much into right now, and next after this we're going to bring in objects and move them around.